She was invited to the White House to talk about adoption. We're going to ask her what she said. This is the CitizenLink report. I'm Stuart, Shepard, along with my friend and colleague, Kelly Rosati. She is the Vice President of Community Outreach for Focus on the Family. She's also the person who heads up an adoption initiative called Wait No More, and an adoptive mom herself. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Stuart.
You went to the White House on Monday. Tell us what the event was all about.
Well, it was a celebration of National Adoption Month.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. And welcome to the White House.
And we were so blessed to be able to participate and really highlight the needs of kids in foster care who are waiting for adoptive families. Folks were very interested to hear about the success we've had here at Focus on the Family with Wait No More, and it was just a great day.
Now you specifically got to share about Wait No More. Tell us a little bit, give us a sense of what you got to talk about. Was it on a panel? Were you at a podium? Where were you?
Sure. Well, I was on a panel with several other terrific folks, and we were able to share about the success of Wait No More, where we bring together government leaders, church leaders, adoption agency folks, and collectively we raise our voices on behalf of kids who don't have families. And what we're able to share is that after 12 events, we have had almost 1,800 families that have begun the process of foster care adoption, and what that means is kids in homes.
Now, if I showed up at a Wait No More event, what would I experience? What happens there?
You would experience a lot of things, Stuart. You would be able to hear the perspective of adoption from both an adoptive mom and an adoptive dad. You'd be able to hear what it's like from a young woman who was adopted from foster care at age 11, along with her 2 siblings. And you'd hear from child welfare officials who would walk you through the process and help explain what that's like. You see God's perspective that no child is unadoptable and that He sets the lonely into families. And the best thing is, at the end of the day, you could start the process of adoption.
Now, in the world, there are a lot of different opinions about adoption, and I'm sure at this panel on Monday at the White House that there were people on the panel that don't necessarily have the same point of view that Focus on the Family does on this issue. Why is it important to work with people who have different opinions and with folks who have a different point of view on adoption? How do you make that work, and why is it important to do that?
I think that's a great question. There are people in the room that day who feel very differently than we do about many things like life and marriage and other things. But actually there's an interesting amount of agreement among us all that children deserve families, and that as a country we can do better and we must do better for them.
And there is a place for faith-based groups in that.
Yeah, one of the things I was most grateful for is there was a clear recognition from the White House and from all the officials there that they are appreciative and understand the role of faith-based organizations in this process.
Yeah. How does that fit, the government and a faith-based group working together? I know there are a lot of folks, and we often talk about them on this video, who would prefer that faith-based groups have nothing to do with government, that there's no interaction between the two, a wall between them. How does it work in real life?
Well, in real life, it's a lot different. When there's a great need, there is more of a willingness to be innovative and to help have kind of solutions that are out of the box. And so we've had terrific experiences working with government, and we each have our place. They understand that we will talk to our audience and that we're faith-based and that we care about these kids from God's perspective, and they will do what they're to do as government and act accordingly. And so as one of our partners in government says, we don't talk religion, we talk kids, and it works out really well.
Now, I want to give you an opportunity. I'm sure a lot of folks who are watching right now have thought about adoption and maybe even have started the process toward that. I want to give you a chance to speak directly to them about the importance of adoption and what it means to young people who are brought into a family.
Well, for believers, the main thing to understand is that adoption comes from the heart of God. We have been adopted through faith in Christ and are His sons and daughters. And so His heart is for adoption. And for the kids who are waiting, what we want people to understand is that if you hear the word adoption, don't think about whether or not you've ever felt like it or whether or not it's something that you've wanted to do. Think about it in these terms. Does God want to use the blessing of your family on behalf of a child without one? And that's what it's all about.
It's very well put. I also want to give you an opportunity before I let you go. You've got a book out, which is doing quite well, I hear. It's called Wait No More. What's in the book? It's kind of your personal story, I guess.
It is. The book is our journey about the incredible joys, but also a lot of the challenges that are involved in adoption when you're bringing home a child who has experienced some previous trauma in their life. And so we're pretty candid in the book about what we've been through, mostly though about God's incredible redeeming grace His strength, His faithfulness, and hopefully it's a good read too. It's exciting. It's an adventure.
All right. Thank you, Kelly. It's great hearing from you. Thanks for that update. Glad you got to head to D.C. on Monday and share your thoughts.
Thank you.
All right. And thank you for watching. We appreciate all the notes and comments we get from you. We've heard a lot of good comments about the Family Forum that we co-sponsored up in Iowa recently. We appreciate your encouragement on that. That video, the various forms of it, have gotten more than 300,000 views now, and thousands more are watching it every day. So it's getting the message out there. We encourage you to pray for our elected officials as they work on issues including adoption, trying to pave the way and clear the way for families to work through that process. And remember, stand tall and be heard.